So we want to continue to analyze, what's happened this year. Of course, again, I'm going to say it. I will not get tired of saying it. We have to look ahead and think about the next league. But a good way of looking ahead is looking back a little and analyzing what you've done wrong and what you've done right. This video is to analyze who's been the MVP of Real Madrid in this league.
Yeah, if you haven't done so yet, of course, like and subscribe. Before you even know who our MVP is, we'd love to know who your MVP is, and if you think that, if you agree with us or not, leave it in the comment section. So yeah. Let's begin.
Let's start with number 3. We'll go 3, 2, and 1. I think number 3, this is a man that generates extreme feelings, is Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, it's true, we've said before, he has had some lagoons, some bad moments, but the truth is he stepped it up in the end of the season, scored very important goals, and just looking at his numbers, he has to be on this list.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention that we're basing our MVP on La Liga. It's about how constant these players are. We're not talking about specific matches, we're not talking about specific goals.
So the thing with Cristiano is, like, he started kind of weak, scoring a lot of goals, some of them very important, some of that not so much, scoring 4 or 5 goals against, Deportivo or Espanyol. But I think for him, the way he's finishing the season, if you analyze the whole thing, the scope of the full season is, he has to be here.
Yeah, until he kind of broke out against Rome, which was, before then I think there were a lot of doubts. He didn't give us that many winning points. It's true that he scored a lot of goals against small teams, but we did struggle against some teams that we tied or lost points, we lost points. We either tied or lost, and he wasn't there. And we kind of expected Cristiano, because of what he's done for us in last seasons, to be there.
Exactly.
So up until Rome, he kind of wasn't there, and I think that's why, we put him in the 3rd position.
Yeah. Number 2, now being more based on consistency and like constant good performing, like maybe never performing under a certain level. I think it's fair to say Luka Modric.
Luka Modric, I think it's fair to say, the brains behind the midfield of Real Madrid. He works so hard on and off the ball. He does everything right. I mean, when Luka Modric has a bad match, Real Madrid has a bad match.
And the thing is, really, I can't remember a bad match by Luka Modric this season. Maybe 1 or 2, but in 38 games, that's pretty acceptable.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Luka Modric. He's just like constant. He's always like influent on how we defend, on how we attack, how we move the ball, like when we pressure, when we don't. And I think with the maturity he's attained after 3 or 4 years in Real Madrid, he's just like come to that point where like he's the absolutely reliable center midfielder that you want to have.
Yeah, he controls the pace of the game. And especially this season that Toni Kroos had a very shaky start of the season, Luka Modric was there the whole time. He did a lot of defensive work in the beginning. I think that in the last part of the season, since Toni Kroos kind of stepped it up a little bit, and also we saw Casemiro gaining a little bit more protagonism and playing a little bit better, Luka Modric had a little bit more influence in the attacking game, which is what we want to see. Last year, remember, he scored some awesome goals. This year against Granada, he scored the winning goal, which was,
he doesn't score many goals, but when he does, like, it's the goal you need. And number 1, this is the most, let's say, based on consistency and constant good performances. And I'm very happy to say this. For me, number 1, the MVP of the season is Kaylor Navas.
Yeah,
no doubt.
I totally agree with you. Apart from him deserving it and being the most consistent player, it's also, I feel proud that this guy was able to achieve this, because Iker Casillas casts a very long shadow. I mean, especially after him leaving the way he did, him also being kind of undermined, and his figure, and he left a lot of insecurity in the goal.
Yeah.
And for Kaylor to just come in, step it up, put his foot down and say, you know what, I'm the Real Madrid goalkeeper.
I'm ready for it.
And I'm ready for it, especially after what the club did to him at the beginning of the season, trying to sign De Gea and screwing it up in the last minute. I mean, for a player to just mentally overcome that and say, it doesn't matter, just brushes it off and just plays every single game. Do you remember Kaylor having a screw up this season where, he kind of like tries to
That's the thing.
catch butterflies?
Kaylor is a player, like, we can't say that, he started weak and then stepped it up like most of the other players. Well, not Modric, but I think if we had the time to look, like to watch every game of the season again, we'd see that like how many points like we didn't lose because of Kaylor Navas.
Yeah. I mean, just the last match against Deportivo La Coruña, he had some incredible saves. Obviously, the second half, Depor kind of stepped it up because we knew that pretty much La Liga was lost and Kaylor was there. He's been there when we've needed him. He's been constant throughout the season. He for sure deserves the MVP.
So the MVP for us Galacticos is Kaylor Navas. At the end of this league, we want to know, of course, who the MVP is for you, who you thought, excel in the league or who didn't. And yeah, like and subscribe.
And
see you later.
Leave the comments below and see you later.